Hey, what up, y'all? This is All Media Access News. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification bell for future updates and live streams. If y'all comfortable, share my videos and definitely stay tuned in for updated news. Now, today is Nipsey Hussle's memorial at the Staples Center. As we all know, he was killed on March 31st in front of his store, the Marathon. And it's definitely heartbreaking and a terrible tragedy, all across each and every state, everyone that loved Nipsey and listened to his music. He definitely inspired a lot of people. I'm one of his biggest fans, and it definitely hasn't been easy for me even thinking about what happened, and at the same time, I'm upset about the whole thing because I'm very observant, especially when it comes to putting bits and pieces together. Um, he definitely didn't deserve to lose his life by a coward. Nipsey's mother also did an interview. She was, you know, being as strong as she could be and speaking positive about Nipsey. And I'm sure deep down she's really hurt about it, but staying positive. And she has a lot of faith in God, and that's definitely a blessing. So let's make sure that we continue to pray for Nipsey and his family and send our condolences and prayers to all his family members. Me personally, inside, I'm upset because there's just a lot of unanswered questions, like as far as the surveillance in front of the T-Mobile store and the Marathon store, and just how the firemen were wearing hard hats and just giving this fake CPR when we know how CPR is done, and how he was just rushed inside of a fire EMS, which that's not saying that it's unheard of, but it's just strange the way the whole thing played out. And also one of his friends named Cowboy, he's definitely a very suspicious person. I noticed that he repeated himself 3 seconds, 3 seconds. I mean, he must have known what happened, and I feel like they need to question him, like immediately. They have to, put out the surveillance. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that the government continues to do this? Every time a celebrity gets killed, all they want to do is shut people up each and every time they decide to do something positive. Nipsey was an entrepreneur, very positive, seeking peace and uniting. There was somebody else that stated that the worst thing that could happen in the United States is African Americans uniting. That's just terrible how this government thinks. They don't want us to unite. They don't want us to form together. And people need to open their eyes and realize that gun violence and drugs and all this drama and conflict is never going to end until we don't form together and get together and stand up against the government. They're just going to continue to take control of everything. At the same time, Nipsey's death, to me, just seems like they wanted it to go public. You know what I'm saying? Shooting him 6 times and kicking him while he was down. Like, the government and whoever's behind this had it all planned out how they wanted it to be. And at the same time, they wanted each and every one of us to see it. They wanted us to see that a celebrity that speaks the truth can be killed and nothing will be done about it. Just look at the surveillance, they're not giving it up. Just look at one of his friends, very suspicious. Look at the killer, somebody drove him there and then drove him to the mental institution. But he's supposed to be a gang affiliated, and they trying to make it look like it was over snitching, you know what I'm saying, or gang related type of thing, when it wasn't. If they wanted Nipsey dead, if it was a gang thing, they wanted Nipsey dead, they would have been got him, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have to wait for all of that to try to kill him and humiliate him and embarrass him in front of the world. You know, Nipsey had a lot of ideas. He was teaching each and every one of us how we could be entrepreneurs and do something positive. He was bringing gangs together. You know what I'm saying? So if they wanted him dead, he would have been dead. Every person that he ever had an issue with, he sat down with and spoke to. You know what I'm saying? And he literally tried to squash the beef, something that a lot of people don't even think of doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it just has to change. It has to change immediately.
Thank you, Pa. I appreciate that.
It has to change immediately, and something definitely has to be done now. You know, Lauren London, she's definitely been going through it. You know what I mean? So it hasn't been easy for her. But like I said, I just asked myself, how did the killer get a paid lawyer? And then they say that the paid lawyer that he got is being paid from a secret person. So they're not even revealing the person that paid this lawyer to take this Eric Holder coward guy's behalf and defend him. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really believe what the media says. You can't let them mislead you. You can't be blinded. You know what I'm saying? You can't. People have to wake up already. And everything is right in front of you. Like, just don't be so blind into quickly believing things that you hear all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just break things down into pieces like I do. You know what I mean? A lot of people are making videos, you know, and a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, the Eric Holder, the coward, which I call, he's being defended by this lawyer because over publicity. No, I mean, this guy was working on the O.J. Simpson case. Like, he doesn't need no publicity. Like, how the hell did his hair grow within 2 days? How the hell did he end up at a mental institution and then got arrested? You know what I'm saying? Shit just don't add up at all. It's just not adding up. What happened to the surveillance? Like I said, why they haven't released it? It's been, you know, they continuously keep doing it. Look at Kanika Jenkins. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. Look how long it took them to reveal surveillance. You know, it's like they have a habit. Look at Kendrick Johnson. Same thing with the surveillance. The way they edit it, break it down, and erase things. Like, they just want to destroy each and every one of us as a minority because they know how to get our attention. And it's all a distraction. It's all a distraction to distract us from what's really going on in the world. But what happened to Nipsey, man, he didn't deserve it at all. At all. And people need to wake up, because who's going to be next? We all know that the Illuminati exists. We all know that the government is behind so many things when the truth is being spoken. Now, look at John F. Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? I happened to watch his last his last speech, and soon after that he was assassinated. You know, all these guys are shot in the head. They're not shot in their body, they're shot in their head, execution style. Just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So I want to know what you guys think about, you know, everything I said, and I want to, you know, get you guys' opinion on what you think really happened to Nipsey Hussle. Do you think that it was applied? Do you believe that the government was behind it? Do you think that there's more to this? Do you think that there's more suspects? I want to know what you guys think, and at the same time, please keep your prayers and condolences for Nipsey Hussle's family. Let's continue to pray for them. And let's just stop the violence, the gun violence. Let us stop violence, period. Does not matter what race or nationality or gender you are. You know what I mean? Us as minorities, we need to unite, respect one another, love one another, protect one another. Because if there were no violence and no drugs and no guns, there wouldn't be police officers. This world would be free. So they're going to continue to control us because the same government that takes all the drugs and the guns are the same ones that put them right back out in the hands of people that are willing to take a risk for a dollar. You know what I'm saying? We all know the money's the rule of all evil. It's just pathetic. So I'm already lost for words. I'm more upset than anything. But I just hope people come to their senses and learn to love one another and respect one another and appreciate one another instead of going against each other. You know, I don't have no problems with any gangs. I just wish that each and every gang member that's in a gang would just unite and bring peace and look at the fact that we have a young generation, which is our children, that have to live in this world when we're no longer alive, and they need guidance and they need the right path to walk on. So it's only right that we do things the right way according to how it's supposed to be, and understand that God made us in his own image, and you know, eventually the time is gonna come where we're all gonna have to face him. So again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. You know, I gave you guys my opinion on what I strongly believe happened. I'm not gonna fall for that, you know, this guy killed Nipsey because Nipsey called him a snitch and all of this nonsense. People die every day. If I was to get shot, or whoever's watching was to get shot, the cops would be out there for hours. Hours. There was a guy here in New York, in Brooklyn. He was shot in his own car. And after he was shot, they kept the car running. And I mean for hours. They kept the car running. It happened in the daytime, and the car was running still at 10 at night, and police were still out there. And when this happened in Nipsey, it was like they came, they got him, they did that fake CPR, and they just rushed him out of there, and it was just like nothing ever happened. Shit just ain't adding up, man. It's not adding up. This was a hit, execution style. They wanted him dead. They saw the positivity that he was doing. They saw the unity that he was bringing. He was gonna have a meeting with the LAPD to bring peace, and they just didn't want that. He was gonna do a documentary about a doctor that had cures for diseases. Like, he's always gonna be remembered as a legend, you know what I'm saying? They might have killed his body, but they didn't kill his soul and his spirit, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna live forever, and I'm sure that God counted his deeds while he was on earth. So I'm sure he's in a better place looking down, and he's with his family. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. I'll definitely keep y'all updated. Like I said, today is Memorial Day at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. So my prayers go out to each and every person that is related to Nipsey, especially to his mom, his wife, and his kids. And I'm sorry for, you know, his loss. And God bless each and every one of y'all. Definitely keep y'all updated. Stay positive. Stay focused. Stay motivated. Learn to love one another. Respect one another. Instead of hating one another and going against each other. It just doesn't make no sense when we're all going to the same place one day. Rich or poor. Doesn't matter. We're all going to the same place. And that's 6 feet under. And people need to open up and realize that we have kids that are going to live in this generation when we're no longer here. So what type of prior example are we going to set? That's something to think about. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Until next time, this is All Media Access News. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure y'all subscribe. Hit the notification bell for future updates and live streams. Peace.